Hi, this is Jason Deese with the National Weather Service here in Peachtree City, and this is the weekly webinar briefing for the week of September 15th, 2016. So here are the rainfall totals for the past week. If you look on this, you'll see that we had the most rainfall over central Georgia, areas generally south of the Columbus to Macon area, where they received 2 to 3 inches. If you remember, late last week we had a stalled frontal boundary that generated a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity in this area, and then more recently we've had Julia just offshore the Georgia coast that produced additional rainfall. But if you look over North Georgia, especially the North Atlanta metro areas, not much rainfall at all over the last week. In fact, some areas didn't receive any at all, which has not been good for the drought situation, which we'll cover here in a second. So this graphic shows the departures for normal for the last 14 days. And what's interesting about this, over the last 2 weeks we've actually had 2 tropical systems that either went directly across southeast Georgia or just adjacent to it. And despite that, if you look over most of central Georgia and all of North Georgia, we're actually 1 inch to in some cases 2 inches below what we would normally see during that 2-week period. It doesn't take very far as a sharp gradient as you go to the southeast. If you look at areas southeast of that Columbus to Macon line, they've had as much as 6 inches above what you would normally see during that 2-week period. But the areas that needed the rain did not get it for the last 2 weeks. So the lack of rainfall over the last 2 weeks has not really helped our drought situation at all. We still have portions of North Georgia that are in the extreme drought, maybe a little bit of an increase in area for the southern Atlanta metro there, but really we're in the same situation we were last week from the image on the left there. Areas across the southeast which received abundant rainfall from both the stalled front and Julia that didn't really need the rainfall, they continue out of the drought, but no real sustained rainfall for portions of North Georgia, which is why they remain the same. So if we had a slogan for the upcoming week, it would be same system, different day. We're just going to have Julia, which you can see with the L marked off the South Carolina coast, not really moving anywhere over the next 5 days, just going to be sort of spinning in place. And to its west, we're going to have a lot of dry air in place. The deeper blues and purples indicate where the moisture and the rain chances are. You can see that's offshore South Carolina and North Carolina, but where the areas in black are, that's going to be very dry air that's in place. And nothing really changes for this afternoon or Friday afternoon. Anywhere that you see that areas in black, we're just not going to have hardly any precipitation chances at all, so the rain chances are going to be quite low. So again, same story through the weekend, Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon. We may get a little bit of a change late on Sunday, but that's going to be more Sunday evening and into Sunday night. But as for the first part of the weekend, again, that dry air stays in place across much of central and North Georgia. We may have some rain chances across far North Georgia, but those are going to be quite low. And then for the Atlanta metro, little to no rain chances, and that'll extend on down to Columbus and Macon as well. So we do have a cold front coming down Sunday night into Monday, so you're thinking maybe finally a change. Well, not really, because if you look in those deep blues and purples again, we just don't have a lot of moisture with this system to work with. This has been the same story here for the past several months. Anytime we get a front that approaches the area, we just don't have a lot of moisture to work with, and so our shower and thunderstorm chances do not increase all that much. Looks like the same story with this one. We are going to get some increases to the rain chances, especially Sunday night into Monday, but it's just not going to increase to where we need it to allow for any improving conditions for this drought. So the story all this summer has been the very hot temperatures across the area, the number of days of 90 degrees or higher. Again, this is up to date. As of Wednesday afternoon, we had 83 days, including yesterday, that reached 90 or above in the Atlanta area, with the highest number occurring there with 90. We are going to have above 90 again today, it looks like, maybe 91, 92 across the Atlanta area. Right now we have 89 for tomorrow, but I wouldn't be surprised if it just tops out right at 90 again, so that's going to be another 2 days we can add to the Atlanta total. Thereafter, it looks like we're going to get a little bit of a cool down. It just depends on how far that front makes it down later in the week too. So we'll be watching that to see how close we come to that record for Atlanta. So these two maps on the top are looking at the rain chances for Sunday and Monday. Again, that's going to be late Sunday Sunday evening into Sunday night on the left, and then Monday on the right. It looks like for that Sunday time period, late Sunday, Dalton, Blairsville, Rome across the northern tier is going to have the best chances of rain. But again, look at those rain chances. We're only able to increase them up to about 40% for this storm system that's coming through. So it's not going to be anything that really helps the drought situation at all. And then again on Monday, the front's going to sag into central Georgia, but again, Columbus, Macon, Americus, you're only looking at 40% down there as well. And you can see that from the 7-day outlook at the bottom there. That one's for the Atlanta area. Again, right around 90 for today and Friday, then cooling off a little bit through the weekend. But rain chances max out maybe Sunday night into early Monday, but nothing too high there as far as the rain chances go. So here's the 7-day forecast for some other cities across the area, Columbus, Macon, and Blairsville, and it's pretty much the same story with all of them. Columbus especially going to have highs in the lower to mid-90s, so we're looking at anywhere from 4 to 7 degrees above normal for this time of year for the highs. Macon, same deal with highs in the lower 90s, still well above normal. And even Blairsville, with those temperatures in the 80s, you should be somewhere in the 70s this time of year. So the hot summer continues across the area. Well into late September now, and no relief in sight for most areas. So we'll finish it up here with an image on the right showing the rainfall anticipated over the next 7 days. With that stagnant pattern in place and the dry air coming in on the backside of Julia, we're just not expecting any high rain chances, especially through Saturday. We do have a front approaching Sunday and Monday, but no drought buster with this one by any means. We're just going to continue the dry conditions. A few more 90-degree days ahead in store, but the big story is going to be that rainfall with less than an inch, well less than an inch over portions of central and most of North Georgia, maybe getting up close to an inch for far northern portions up around the mountains, but again, limited rain chances for the next week.